Hello everyone and welcome to another Monsta Infinite video. For this video, we'll be talking about the marketplace launch happening on October 12, 2021. And the developers have huge updates, and teasers that they have said through their official Telegram group, Discord channel, as well as the Facebook group. And if you are following Monsta Infinite in their social media accounts, you might have seen them drop this earlier today. So these are the teasers for the marketplace release. So what they are insinuating is that there would be a Monsta wallet registration that we will have to do. And then for those who have been lucky to get Inception Monsta eggs, so this will be distributed in the Binance Smart Chain together with the marketplace release. Then there's some bridge Inception Monsta egg to Monsta Chain. I don't know what that means. And there would be a hatching protocol for the Inception Monsta egg. Then there was another teaser wherein there seems to be a Money STT liquidity pool launch. So later in this video we'll be talking about why is this required, but I'm not really sure what this would mean, but at least we will have a slight information on why they need to launch this liquidity pool. And then there would be a sale of ChronoZero and Soulbond Monstas or eggs. We'll also talk about that. And then perhaps they will have details on Monsta cloning and Monsta trading. So right now we do have some limited information on all of this, and we shall be talking about them in this video. So please sit back and relax and let's have some discussion on all of these items. And please, if you would like to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe, and even comment anything in the video and share this to your friends so that we grow a community. Okay, enough of the promotion, let's get to the details. So before we talk about the different updates that we have heard, so let's just review some of the things that can already be found on the Monsta Infinite white paper. So if you don't know where that is, so the link is this one, docs.monstainfinite.com /gameplay/synthesis. So but anyway, so what we know about Monstas in this game is that there will be 9 classes of Monsta, and they will be coming from 3 moon nations, and each of these 9 classes have their respective class endowment, as well as they are categorized as either strength, agility, or intelligence type Monstas. And each of these categorization affects the attributes of the Monstas. So perhaps we would expect that a strength monsters would have more HP, whereas intelligence monsters probably would have more mana, something like that. So but we don't have details for these things yet, but we just want to review this because this would be important in the update later. Now, in addition to the class, each monsters are made up of 6 different types, or 6 different body parts. So they are identified by their head, and then their face, and their body, the tail, an arm, and a leg. And later on, and if you already read the white paper, we know that this body parts can be augmented, but we don't have details on that yet, so we'll park that topic to a different video. Now, when we talk about the 9 classes for each 3 nations, so what we know right now is that for Rhea Nation, we have the elf monstas, and the elf monstas can be categorized into nightingales, which are the agility type monstas, and essentially if you are able to hatch a nightingale, so an adult nightingale so far looks like this based on the official website. So we don't know how what will be the variations of these body parts later on, but at least the prototype nightingale looks like this one. Now, the intelligent type monster, or the intelligence class for the elves or the Rhea Nation are the prophets, and they look like this. And then the strength type coming from the elves or the Rhea Nation are called your golems, and they look like this. So next nation is called the Lapetus nation, or the nation of the orcs, and they have 3 subclasses. So you have the agility type, which are called juggernauts, so the one that looks like Pikachu or Raichu. Bomos are the intelligence types, so, or the Clefairy. And Grognak are the orcs with strength type, and they look like this. And the last nation is called the Titan Nation, wherein you have the cyborg monstas, and they have 3 subclasses. For the agility type, you have the Terminators. I like this the best so far based on the design. You also have the Alchemists for the intelligent type cyborgs. And finally, you have the Prime Monstas for the strength cyborg type monsters. So those are the 9 classes of monstas that we could get from the marketplace launch. Now, however, let us also be reminded that there are 2 other quote-unquote types of eggs that can be hatched later on when the game is officially launched. Right now, we know that there are already Inception Monsters. So the Inception Monsters are technically the first monsters to be introduced in the game, and there were already approximately 2,000 plus which are already sold to different users. And we have another one which are the collapse types of monsters, but they have not released any information on this yet. However, the speculation is collapse monsters are the enemy monsters, but we don't know for certain if we are able to obtain such monsters too for use in game, but we'll definitely watch out future updates about it. Now, for Inception Monstas, just to refresh our memories, so again, Inception Monsta are the first batch of Monsta. So all throughout the life lifetime of the game, there will only be 4,088 units. No, so meaning to say, this would really be a rare type of monster, and they will have an identification number from number 1 to 4,088. And if this game will be successful in the long run, you could just imagine that Inception Monsters will have very high value in the future because of their rarity. No? And one of the things that are unique, no, for Inception Monsta is that I think at the onset they already have a probability to get legendary body parts. No? So right off the bat, probably they would have an augmented body part already with legendary attributes. No? So they would be rarest in the game because their number will never be more than 4,088, and it could be less, to be honest. No? So as mentioned, 2,088 units had already been auctioned, no, during the Monsta barter. So that was September 1, 2021. During that day, I was not even aware that this game was existing, so I was not able to participate. And perhaps if you are watching this video, you are in the same boat as I am. So, we missed our chance for that 2,088 units. Slight good news was that there are a raffle as well as other games or other not games but promotions wherein the developer team are providing Inception Monsta, no, to different users. Like, for example, last October 1, they already announced that there are 200 winners from the pre-sale, no, event, wherein 200 out of the several thousands, no, almost 100,000, I think, participants in the pre-sale 1 and pre-sale 2 were drawn, no. So a raffle was drawn to provide 200 winners, no, with Inception Monsta. And as of October 1, there were 93 unclaimed prizes yet. And what we know is that if these are unclaimed, now since this is a cryptocurrency or this is a blockchain with a smart contract, those prizes that are not claimed will be burned, so, and that means that will even lower down the number of Inception Monstas available all throughout the game lifestyle to less than 93, to negative or minus 93 if this 93 users will not claim this in Inception Monsta. And what we do know as well is that apart from the 2,088 as well as the 200 pre-sale reward, there would be 500 Inception Monstas that will be given through in-game contests and campaigns. There would be 1,283 which will be given as a giveaway and for influencers. I hope in the future I become an influencer in this community, hopefully soon, so that I get an Inception Monster. But nonetheless, I'm also hoping that there would be more raffles which I can join in order to have one Inception Monster in my wallet, no? And based on the August update on the white paper, back then there were already 17 burned Inception Monsta. So 17 plus 93 unclaimed as of October 1. That means there were 110 already. Inception Monstas which will no longer be available in the game, and that's unfortunate because I'm sure many of us wants to have Inception Monsta. So anyway, that's just a review of Inception Monsta. Now, another thing that I wanted to review before revealing the updates for the marketplace launch is that we know that Monsta from the Shani planet where the monsters are coming from has no reproductive system. So in order to reproduce, they have to be fused in a Kritus furnace to undergo synthesis cloning with the help of another in-game currency called the Stamen Tellus, or the STT token, the Stamen Tellus token. Now, just a disclaimer, this illustration is not an official image. I just wanted to show this to you for some visualization, but anyway, how we can think of the Monsta cloning is that you will need two parent Monsta. So this two parent Monsta will have to be cloned using that furnace, and there are in-game currency which we will have to pay, and they will produce an offspring or a cloned Monsta. And this cloned Monsta will have attributes both from the parents. So that's one mechanics. That's one mechanism of the game, and so the more players that are coming in, so they would need more monsters now, and those monsters can be produced by cloning parent monsters. And during the market launch, so if you will be one of the participants of the market launch, we will be the first owners of parent monsters, and we will be able to clone them eventually, and that is one way of earning in this game. So we can eventually sell these cloned monsters when more players will be coming in. Now, just to take note that they have already revealed that cloning will be limited up to four times. So meaning to say, if we will have monsters, so if we're lucky and the parent monster that we will get would have 0 cloning value, so we can only we can clone them up to 4 times. So that would be a very important consideration, because that would also mean that your monster's value is dictated also by their cloning potential, because that translates directly to how much you can earn by selling them. Now, moving forward, now this is the part where we have the update. So one of the major updates that has been circulating in the official Telegram groups, as well as official Discord and other social media pages, is that there would be 2 types of eggs, or at least 2 types of monsters that can be bought or during the initial market launch this coming October 12. And again, these are just for illustration purposes only, and they are not official. At least the pictures here are not official, but according to the moderators in the Telegram group, so there would be a ChronoZero type of Monsta coming from a Monsta egg, and there would be those called Soulbond, no? So CZ and SB type of monsters. Now, what does each of this Monsta type what are the characteristics, no, of these two types of Monsta? Remember that one of the aims of the developer teams is to make this game very much accessible, as well as they want to control entry prices for people who might not have much money to invest, but are interested to play in the game. So this is where they are addressing that part, no? Because for ChronoZero monsters, so these are the monsters or the Monstas that are tradable and marketable, no? So what do we mean by this? So basically, ChronoZero and Soulbond are just tagging mechanisms, no? They will still be normal monsters in general, no, meaning to say they are not Inception monsters, they are normal monsters similar to the 9 classes that we have reviewed earlier, no? But the main thing is that if they are tagged as ChronoZero, it means that as per NFT or the smart contract, no, they are tradable. Therefore, they can be transferable from one wallet to another wallet. And that has implication in terms of their value, because in the future, you can sell this directly. Now, they are also marketable, meaning to say you can sell them in the marketplace in the future. And basically, their IDs would start after the Inception Monstas. So, remember that Inception Monstas were ID'd from number 1 to 4088. So, the first Chrono Monsta that will be hatched will be Monsta 4089, and so on and so forth. No? Now, one good thing that they are pointing out is that this ChronoZero monsters will have the same stats with normal Monsta. They will have the same look. They will have the same skills, but they will have either 0 out of 4 or 1 out of 4 clone counts. No? So, meaning to say, depending on your luck, no, when you hatch one egg, one ChronoZero egg, no, it can be a completely 0 out of 4 clone counts, meaning to say you can clone that monster up to 4 times. Or if it's 1/4, you can only clone it up to 3 times. No? So one of the tip of the mods which explained to me what ChronoZero is that basically ChronoZeros are good for cloning, because you can clone this monster 3 to 4 times. No? Now, how will they be sold during the Monsta marketplace launch? They will be sold in auction, similar to the Monsta barter, but they are flipping it, so they will sell high price first and then going down to lower prices. So I'm not sure how that will work, but essentially they are I hope they will have a tutorial on how this will happen. Now ChronoZero, again, they will look like normal Monstas, no? So, but if you will clone them, so the resulting Monsta will still be a normal Monsta. So, meaning to say the offsprings of your ChronoZero Monstas will always be a normal Monsta. And their prices are yet to be determined, no? So, to be announced. Hopefully, it's not too much, but we go to the Soulbond for those of you who wants to enter this game with not much investment. So, Soulbond types of monsters or eggs will also be normal Monstas, but they have different tags. No? So when your Monsta are tagged Soulbond, no? So based on the name, no, they are bounded to your soul or they are bonded to your account. No? It means to say that they are not tradable. They are not transferable from one wallet to another wallet, and therefore they are not marketable. No, so meaning you can't sell them, you can't trade them, you can't transfer them. So you will just use them for your own purpose. No, they will still have the same looks to normal Monsta. They will still have the same stats to normal Monstas, and they will have the same skills as to the normal Monstas. No? But their only limitation is that they will always have 2 out of 4 clone counts. No? So meaning to say, at the onset when you buy a soulbound Monsta egg and you hatch it, no? So you will only be able to clone them twice. No? So one Monsta will just produce up to 2 clones for your account. No? And so one of the tip of the mod again is this will be good for your starter team. No? So because this will be the ones you can use for PvE, no, for farming, and basically you can play the game with just Soulbond Monstas in your account, and then eventually if you're able to earn in-game currencies, then in the future probably you can upgrade your units. No? But if you strengthened your Soulbond Monstas and then you intend to sell them in the future, unfortunately you will not be able to do that. But a good news is that if you clone them, remember that you can clone them up to 2 times. No? So each of your Soulbound Monsta, which can be cloned up to 2 times, will be producing 2 normal Monsta. And that normal Monsta will still be marketable and tradable in the future. So as a result, you're not missing a lot when you buy a Soulbond Monsta. So you will still be able to earn very high potential in the future by selling your offspring normal Monstas when you are able to strengthen them, or augment them in the future. Now, they released the Soulbond type Monsta or Monsta eggs because this is where they would want a fixed price. So I'm not sure if that would be $10 or $15, but the range is still between 10 to 15. It could be 10, it could be 11 per Monsta. Equivalent in money. Meaning to say, anyone who would like to play the game would just need a maximum of $45 worth of money and to play the game. However, so since this game has to have an economy on its own, so it should be capitalist in nature in order for the game to thrive, as well as for investors to really gain return on their investments. So these Soulbond monsters will only be sold in batches, and perhaps I can already assume that they would be limited per season, so because the devs would want people to buy stronger monsters eventually that can be traded, because the more people are trading monsters, the 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 more chances that the tokens as well as the coins will increase in value over time. No, but at least they were able to address the entry barrier. No, so if you are not yet really keen on investing too much in the game, then perhaps you can just invest in a Soulbond Monsta, with a maximum value of 45 US dollars. So that's the two types of the Monsta eggs that will be available during the initial market launch. Now, another point that they have been sharing is that for the initial market launch, there would just be maximum of 3 Monstas that can be bought per wallet. No? So that means if you have one wallet like a Trust wallet or a MetaMask, so you can buy up to maximum of 3 during the initial market launch. So, but you can buy a combination of any types of Monsta egg, So meaning, so for that 3 Monstas that we are able to buy, we can buy either all 3 ChronoZero type of monsters and 0 Soulbond. You can also mix it with 2 ChronoZero or 1 Soulbond, Soulbond, or 1 ChronoZero or 2 Soulbond, or completely 3 Soulbond Monstas. So the reason why you have this flexibility is this will allow you to budget your investment, because we don't know for certain whether the ChronoZero will increase in value very quickly. So perhaps if the ChronoZeros are, I don't know, high demand, it can rise very high. So you can assess, based on your budget. Maybe you can just have one of them and then 2 Soulbound, etc., etc. So we're not yet sure, what would be the disadvantage of mixing and matching, but definitely this has something to do with budgeting. At the same time, so maximum of 3 Monsta eggs during the initial market launch to be bought is also the minimum number of Monstas that we will be needing in order to play the game. So I guess so the devs just wanted to make it a fair game in such a way that no one will be able to hoard the Monsta eggs right off the bat. And I think that's a good strategy, or at least a good governance of the marketplace launch. So further information that has been circulating is that for the initial market launch and for buying ChronoZero monsters and Soulbond Monstas, so our money will need to be converted to STT. So, and the STT will initially be used to buy these eggs. So I'm not sure yet how this will happen. I think there would be a sidechain protocol. Perhaps there would be something that needs to be registered upon in the website later on. So we're not yet sure about that, but hopefully they release a tutorial, so we all know how to go about this. And now there's a loophole though. No, so they said no that one wallet can only buy up to a maximum of 3 eggs during the initial marketplace launch. However, a user can create multiple wallets. No, so that was also the explanation of some of the moderators in the Telegram group. No, so if, for example, you really believe in the future of this game and you want to buy more than 3 Monsta egg during the market launch, what you will have to do is to create multiple wallets, no, for your monies. So, for example, in MetaMask or in Trust Wallet, I think you are able to generate more than one wallet for user. No, however, I think of course that would be inconvenient in the sense that later on you will have to transfer your Monsta into your account, into your main account, and you will have to manage several wallets, no, for all of these things. And that may be a deterrent so to prevent hoarding, no, but I'm sure people would have ways of making that automatic for them. But I'm not a cryptocurrency expert, to be honest, so I don't know how that will work. But nonetheless, one of the things that we should also take note is that even if we set up multiple wallets, uh, remember that your Soulbond monsters are not transferable or not tradable. No? So, which means if you create wallets and then you only bought Soulbond Monstas, so those wallets cannot be integrated later on, or at least the Monstas, the Soulbond Monstas cannot be transferred to one account to another account. So you will not be able to use them for what they call this, augmentation or other things, no? Or you cannot build 6 teams, no, of Soulbond Monstas because you have 6 wallets. So so that's one of the things that you have to consider. And but anyway, so I think they just did this to deter hoarding and make it as fair as possible. Now, moving on. No, so this is another update. No, so for each of the egg that we will be able to buy, no, whether that is ChronoZero or Soulbound, there is a hatching period, and I think this hatching period will also be applicable to the Inception Monsta eggs. No, so what does hatching mean? Ano, in terms of how it will work, I don't know. But one thing is for sure: within that 5 days hatching period, you will not know, no, what monster you will get from the egg. So it's really like hatching an egg. So it has to be incubated and then it has to be warm, so that it will hatch into a beautiful chicken or something like that, or perhaps a snake. So now there is a gacha aspect to this part because what they have explained is that if you hatch an egg, whether that is a ChronoZero egg or a Soulbound egg, you will get random Monsta. No, so meaning you will have random nation. No, it can be a cyborg, it can be an elf. No, and it can also have a random Monsta class. So meaning it can be a Nightingale, it can be a Prime, No, and for ChronoZero types of Monstas, so there will also be a random chance of getting 0 over 4 clone count or 1/4 clone count. No, of course, what you would want is the 0 out of 4 clone count, but just to shake up the economics of the game a bit. So there has to be some random up and down value for the things that we will get out of the money that we will invest. Now, for Soulbond, again, just to re-emphasize, it's a fix 2 out of 4 clone count for that one. So what you will get here is just random class and random nation. Huh? Yeah. So this gives a little bit of excitement to the game, and uh, if there would be an exciting mechanism of hatching, perhaps we can also do hatching videos and hope for the monster classes that we would want. Now, going back to the cloning, so since there would be random chances of 1/4 or 0/4 clone chances for the ChronoZero monsters. So let me re-emphasize again that parent monsters, whether they are ChronoZero or Soulbound, will produce a normal cloned monster. No? So what does this mean? No? So for example, if you were able to buy only Soulbound Monsta, so all of your Soulbound Monsta, when you clone them, they will produce normal Monsta. So if you have 3 Soulbound Monstas, so you can clone them up to 2 times per monster. So if my math is correct, I think eventually you will get 6 normal Monsta out of your initial investment. And that 6 normal Monstas can be sold later on and be traded later on in the game. Now, of course, if you have ChronoZero and you have 0/4 for all of them, so each of them have 4 chances of getting cloned. So 4 times 3, that's 12. So you will have more normal Monstas in the future to sell. So that's the economics of the random chances of getting 0/4 or 1/4 clone count in the ChronoZero eggs, and then in the 2/4 clone counts for Soulbound Monstas. Now, for the Inception Monstas, I believe if you will be cloning Inception Monstas, all the cloned Monstas will always be a normal Monsta. So we cannot produce Inception Monstas anymore. Everything that will be reproduced in the game will be a normal monster, and they will be tradable as well. Yeah. Now, those are the updates that we have right now, and to be honest, it's quite a lot to take in. I do have some questions and monster requests. So first and foremost, I want to have a tutorial on how to really participate in the marketplace, as in step by step. Like how do we connect our wallets? So how do we register our accounts, how do we sign up, etc., and whether there would be time limits, whether it's a first come first serve basis, and will it be prone to FOMOs? So I want to know that, because we're almost there. So October 6 now, and it's less than 1 week before the marketplace is launched, and I'm quite scared of missing out on the good opportunity, especially if there would be an opportunity to buy Chrono Monsters with a lower price. Now, there will I also want to know if there will be a limit to the available eggs on the initial marketplace launch on October 12th, because if there will be a limit to the available eggs, then that means the first few minutes of the marketplace launch will be very crucial, and it's quite difficult because this will be launched probably around the same time across the world, and people are coming from different places. It might be inconvenient for someone in other countries, so who knows, in your country that may be 2 a.m. in the morning, and in my country it is 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So that would be very difficult and not necessarily equitable. So but anyway, so I want to know whether there will be a limit, and how what time will be the launching, etc., etc. Now, I also want to know whether there will be a chance of getting duplicate Monsta types in the 3 eggs that we are able to buy. Like, for example, they said that upon hatching, there would be random chances of getting a Monsta Nation and a Monsta class. Now, how will I assure how will I be assured that my 3 monsters will be different types? At least I wanted to have an agility type, a strength type, and an intelligence type monster. Even if they are coming from the same nation, I think that's fine. But I know this from other games, and there are really chances of getting the same monster in in several eggs or a few eggs, and it would be heartbreaking to, say, for example, get 3 juggernauts or 3 primes in a team, and that may have consequences in the actual gameplay. So I hope they will be able to address this by reducing the probability of getting duplicate monsters in the 3 eggs that we will buy. So, but we don't have any details on this yet. And the fourth question that I have right now is probably how to hatch the eggs. So we'll just sit in our wallet, and then we don't need to do anything and just wait for 5 days, or is there a mechanism to hatch the eggs? Because I think there has to be a way wherein monsters will not hatch all at the same time, because they will be numbered, and perhaps there would also be some kind of a prestige, if your in Inception Monsta is number 1, versus number 2000. So, and perhaps for ChronoZero Monstas, so there would be a prestige if you are belonging to the first 10,000 versus the million, Chrono Monsta. So, and how do we know what we will get? I mean, for example, I understand that we will buy this through our wallet. So after the market launch, will there already be an application or a website wherein we can see what we have hatched, no? So those are the things that I want to learn more before October 12, and they are really really exciting me. So, and of course, I do have a lot more questions about this, but this is already taking too long, so perhaps we can end at this point. So maybe I'll throw the question back to you. So do you have more questions about the market launch, and are you feeling excited? Because I could say that I am, and I really hope that this will not fail. I hope that this project will succeed because I love the concept, I love the graphics, and I'm already invested financially, mentally, physically, emotionally to this game. So I really, really hope that this succeeds, and I hope we all earn a lot out of it. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. If you like this, please leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, support the channel by sharing this to more of your friends. I hope you find something helpful in the video, and please feel free to suggest what needs to be improved, what contents needs to be added, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.